Okay, we're going to talk about how you can train an AI agent on Pitchit to look up the serviceability of internet, phone, water, gas, energy, and other utilities that might be available to someone having a live conversation with the AI agent by simply asking them their address and zip code. And then I'll explain how the AI agent could look those availability options up using an API, and then what it could present the user in live conversation as far as what options might be available, and really what you can do with it after you've looked up the serviceability, what kind of customer experience you can now provide. So without further ado, we're going to use a nice greeting like this one. And just to preface this conversation, this presentation, so that you understand the context, this is just a browser window designed to show what the AI agent's capable of saying to a specific person or lead that you might want to talk to, or even a customer that you might want to talk to. But this conversation would not be happening in a browser like a live chat would. It would be happening in a text message conversation, in a phone conversation, an email conversation, or in a WhatsApp conversation. But it does make it a lot easier for me to present it in a video screen share when I show it in the browser, which is why I have this demonstration environment in the browser. It does allow me to stop the conversation at each step and just explain what's going on in the back end inside of the AI agent's thought process and logic. And that's why I like to show it in this way. So that's an assumption that we're making, is that you'll be having this conversation in voice, SMS, email, or WhatsApp with the lead or a customer. Furthermore, the other assumptions we're making are that you have APIs available that the AI agent can actually fetch in real time. If you don't have APIs, there's still some other options. We could get a really big file with everybody's address or zip code, and then all the products that might be available there, and make a vector database. But that's a tougher and I would say less clean way of doing this. The AI agent that I'm about to demo is using APIs to look up serviceability in real time, and it's just a much cleaner way of doing it than using a file or a vector database. But either way, you could do it through multiple methods. So let's kind of jump in. The greeting, let's assume one more thing, that this recipient's opted in through like a form fill, or they're a current customer in your CRM or something, right? They're not like a total stranger, because it's unlikely that a total stranger would reply to a pitch like this, but a customer or someone who opted in as a recent lead probably would reply to a pitch like this. So I'm going to read it off. It's, "Hello, this is Pitchit, an AI agent designed to help you find the best available internet, phone, or utility services available at your address. Can you tell me your address, including zip code, so that I can look up what options are available?" So let's preface this. I am the person that the business is trying to reach. I'm going to act like the recipient or the lead in this case, and I'm going to reply with my physical address. The AI agent is basically the business owner trying to sell phone, internet, or utility services. So I'm going to type in my address, Big Thicket Drive, and then my zip code. And what's happening is the AI agent now is taking that unstructured kind of incomplete address, and it's sending it to Google Maps API, and it is completing the address and properly formatting it. Then it's taking the properly formatted address, and it is going to ship it to various different serviceability APIs of internet providers, water, gas, utility providers, etc. And so now I, as the recipient, have to tell the AI agent what exactly I want it to look up, because it's saying, we could look up a lot of things, but can you tell us a specific provider you might be interested in, right? So that's one way we could do it. I could just say, look up AT&T Internet, and then it's going to take that address and fetch the serviceability in real time for AT&T Internet. So we'll do it this way, and then I'm going to ask it another question about water, gas, electricity, and different utilities, so that you can see in a demonstration how the conversation doesn't necessarily have to be linear, in that you don't have to exclusively talk about internet now just because you've gone down that path. But either way, let's complete the thought. It says, yes, AT&T is available at that location with fiber internet. And then it remembers that it wants to book a call with me, right? In this context, again, another assumption we made with this agent is that it's designed to book a meeting with a sales rep who could actually sell me AT&T internet. But you could end with like a call to action for a sign-up link if you have deep links where someone can self-serve. You could end it with a link to your general marketing website. But in this case, I've ended it with a call to action to book a meeting with a human, assuming that there's some kind of human in the loop here. But there are other options you could easily do. So let's finish this one out and just say, what does it cost? So in addition to serviceability, this particular AT&T API gives us the pricing and speeds and some features that might be available with different plans. And so when I ask it, what does it cost? It's fetching that same API to find that they have half a gig for $65 a month, a full gig for $80 a month, and 2 gigs for $145. So long story short, it has effectively addressed serviceability and pricing lookup for a specific address here. We're going to ask another question. I'm just going to show Xfinity. So is Xfinity available, right? So I'm going to change the topic. We were talking about AT&T. Now I want it to look up another one, let's say Xfinity. Maybe I don't like the pricing that was presented to me for AT&T, so let's change it. Now it's saying you've talked about multiple providers. Which one do you really want to do? And so I'm going to say Xfinity again, just so that it knows for sure that I wanted to look up Xfinity. Now it's going to basically zoom out of the AT&T API, and it's going to send that same address to now the Xfinity API, and it says, oops, Xfinity is not available. And that makes total sense because I know Xfinity is not actually available at this address. This is my business address, and we didn't have Xfinity as an option, but we did have AT&T. So long story short, it properly identified that this address is not serviceable, which was what it was designed to do. Now, let's get out of internet and let's say electricity providers are available. Maybe I am a business owner or a consumer and I got a high electricity bill and I'm in a deregulated zip code and there maybe are a couple of electricity providers and maybe I want to price shop. So it's going to keep that address in mind. It's going to leave the entire telco product catalog and move straight into the water gas utility catalog. And it says, we do have electric utility services available at the address. Austin Energy and Blue Bonnet are two of the ones to mention. That is awesome. So it's properly answered that question. Let's say, which water providers are available? Maybe I have a pool and use a lot of water, and so I'm tired of paying the water bill and I want to shop around. Who knows? Again, maybe I'm in a deregulated area. So it says we've been talking about multiple utilities, internet, electric, water. Which one do you want me to look up? Let's say water one more time and get it to pull now. It's going to pull out of the electric product catalog and into the water catalog. And again, it's looking up what's available only for my specific address because I did give them the address up here earlier in the conversation. It says water is available at the address. It looks like it's just the city of Austin. So I don't really have the ability to price shop here. Totally fine. Now let's get into, who knows, let's say electric, water, let's say gas. What gas providers are available? So let's basically leave water, let's leave electric, let's leave internet catalog out of this conversation. Let's get into gas. It wants me to clarify, do you want electric, water, or gas? And so, and again, it's because we've been talking about a lot here, and so it's just trying to make sure that it fully understands which one you want. And so I'm going to say gas, and now it says we do have it available, but it is just Texas Gas Co., so no real price shopping is available. Long story short, this demonstration, it worked exactly like it was designed to do, which is that it wanted to be able to offer internet, electric, water, and gas, all options and pricing for just one specific physical address. And what you'll notice here is it's not asking for the address every single time. It only needed it once. It's not asking for the consumer to basically come knowing exactly what they want to buy. I did demonstrate that with AT&T, where it said, is AT&T available? But I also demonstrated that it can answer questions that are just general, like what is available? Can you give me the whole list, right? What does it cost? It demonstrated that it's capable of handling those questions. What speeds are available? It demonstrated it can answer features of product plans, etc. And so long story short, this was a really good demonstration of how you could train an AI agent to do address and serviceability lookup, even if you have multiple product lines in the same chat, live chat, conversation through text, email, WhatsApp, or voice channel. You could effectively look up the serviceability for someone who's in a live conversation with your AI agent for all of those product lines, all inside of the same conversation all at once. Thanks for watching.